Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. Uh, just a quick thank you to all the people who have subscribed to my channel. I broke 2,700. Not bad for 3 weeks. I really do appreciate everyone who's been supporting me. It's been great. We're 6 hours till the DNC convention, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I have found in the last few hours. There's been a lot of very interesting stuff that's come through. Real quick, though, this is the lineup for tonight. We've got President Joe Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and then Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. You're probably familiar with the first three, but Brandon Johnson's actually a great speaker. I've very much enjoyed watching him talk about getting everything ready in Chicago and all the work that they've done. And Chicago's used to big events, and I think he'll even point out that this isn't the biggest event they've worked on this year. So, yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I think Biden is going to focus on why Kamala makes the most sense, to kind of put at ease some of the people who might not have appreciated the process, which is unprecedented, keep in mind. And then I think he's going to focus on Trump and just be an attack dog. And I think we're going to see Dark Brandon get in there. And man, if he just walks out there with aviator glasses, I'll be excited. So, yeah, I expect that Biden's going to do some of that. Plus, honestly, there's so much love for this man in the party. But like if you saw my show yesterday, you saw the demographic breakdown of America. It's just changing, and it's changing rapidly. And I think being present for that and understanding what's coming down the pipe, I think that shows that Biden's actually probably one of the better leaders our party's ever had. Not to mention his, I don't know, 4.5 decades of service and everything else. I mean, also, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him on the with Kamala the other day on the stage, God, he just looked happier. I mean, he's getting up there in years, and being president is like a 15-hour-a-day job, 7 days a week. You don't get breaks. The world doesn't stop turning, and people don't stop blowing stuff up on the other side of the planet. You have to go and at least take a meeting. A lot of that's been going on. So, I mean, if anyone remembers what Obama looked like before and after, before he went into office and after he left, I mean, and you look at him now, he's older now, years older now, and he looks better than he did walking out of the White House. It's a very stressful job. And the fact that he had the presence of mind to go, you know what is probably more valuable to my party and to the country is if I step down, hand it over to somebody I trust, and then all I have to do is be president, which is so right now, of course, he doesn't have to get reelected, so he's really got nothing to lose. It frees you up a little bit. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room on certain things, lets you tell the big pharma to go stick it. So, I mean, and honestly, I think Biden Unleashed will be nothing but good for the country. So I really don't have a problem with this. I wanted to talk about a little bit of polling that came out on the swing states, because I've had a few comments about focusing on national polls, and I agree, national polls isn't where it's at. But focusing on swing states is just fine, because remember, it's a path to 270 electoral votes, which I'm going to do a whole show on what those paths are, and so people kind of get an understanding. There's also some really great websites out there where you can like pick your states, and it's kind of fun. But anyway, Arizona has had a 11-point swing, which is nuts. Georgia's had a 5-point swing. They're not done yet. Nevada has had an 11-point swing. And the reason that they have an NA in that, in May against Biden, no one was even looking at North Carolina when Biden was the candidate. But now it's Harris +2. But it was so bad for Biden, nobody was even doing the math or bothering to poll. And what little polls there were, none of that was good news. So that the fact that she's bringing more states into the path to victory increases our potential to win. And how that works is that so the Republicans can win without winning the popular vote. They've done it a bunch of times, right? Whereas we, not only do we have to win the popular vote, we have to get, also those electoral votes. So we have a harder lift, and none of this is fair, but this is how the system is because of how the states break down. That's why I always tell people, if we're able to flip Texas blue, there will be no more Republican Party. Honestly, if North Carolina goes blue, there's no path for victory for Trump. There isn't. And like I said, I'll go through that math on a different show. So this is actually the biggest swing I've ever seen in any polling ever. I mean, it's nuts. In July, when they asked likely voters who is good enough physical health to be effective, it was Trump +31. It's now Harris +30. That's a 61-point swing. I've never actually seen that before. And I'm going to be curious to see a few more polls that talk about this specific issue, because this is an ABC News WAPO Ipsos poll, which are all very good polls. Good polling, very reliable polls. Wow. And it has the mental sharpness to serve effectively. 39-point swing. Now, I don't believe this is a very good, I don't think this treats Biden well, in my opinion. I think he's better than that. But, that was the trope. That was the media talking about his age all day and not talking about Trump's age at all. So that's what you get. But since it's been taken out of the equation now, and obviously Kamala's 20 years younger, and she's wicked smart. Yeah, so that's kind of that. I'd also like to remind everyone about the abortion issue. 74. This is a survey of just women, which make up 52% of the population, who are going to vote this cycle, right? They 74% believe abortion should be illegal. 74% oppose leaving it up to the states. 70% support a national right to abortion. 64% oppose the 15-week compromise that the GOP is pushing. So these numbers are only going to get bigger as we get closer to November, as these choices become more real. I wanted to do a Pennsylvania poll. Again, a swing state that really is very important for the Democrats to win. It's part of that blue wall they always talk about. The margin of error in this one was 2%. So technically, with a 3% difference there, we're just outside the 2%. Still should be considered a tie. But I'd like everyone to look at Robert F. Kennedy. How many Dems he gets? 2% of the Dems. That's probably people very pissed off about. That's what we call a protest vote. They're just really angry about Gaza and Israel and stuff, and they have every right to be. That 9% Republican voting for Kamala is very interesting. And then the independent, in theory, is splitting 50-50, but I would be very surprised if that's a fact. Plus, more importantly, they're not going for the third party candidate because independent voters finally figured out they actually choose who wins. And then just a nice, big, giant general election poll that's outside the margin. This is 51-45, same ABC WAPO Ipsos poll. 5145, great. This is before, of course, all this is before the convention, which is in 6 hours. And so it's, I mean, this is a solid baseline to begin a 4-day advertisement push for reasons to vote for Kamala. Very excited about that. And then I got a Washington Post poll that came out, and it's got a 4-point margin, which I think is probably closer to reality. And the reason we look at national polls, because I got this question, is because we're looking for trends. We're looking for the spread getting wider and which direction it's going. It doesn't matter by the margin. Is it expanding? And what we're seeing is an expansion. That's why we look at national polls. I know. And also, I mean, I think I talked about this in a previous show. We need 52% of the vote nationally to win. So because of the Electoral College. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Kept this to 11 minutes. I'm pretty proud of myself. Check your voter status. Very important. Like and subscribe. Send this to your friends. Have them like and subscribe. Super appreciate all that. If you wish to support this channel, we have a PayPal account at CLSB Politics. Thank you very much. Super looking forward to the convention. I hope everyone's got their popcorn ready. It's going to be a fun show. We got great speakers coming down the pipe in 6 hours, and I know I'll be watching. All right. You guys have a good one.